welcome to the 442 podcast. I'm your host for today, Tommy, and I'm joined by the wonderful Tony. How are you doing, Tony, today?
I am here. Yeah.
You are here. We are here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We are here.
Yeah. And I must ask, did you watch the big Sunday night football game last night?
No.
That many people do.
Yeah, no.
Not your thing?
Not my thing. No, I don't watch the football, don't watch the halftime show. I have seen some clips going around of Serena crip walking, but
Yes. Yeah.
which was nice. Some people did not like it.
I thought it was great.
I thought it was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cultural reference. I think she was once chastised for doing that celebration at Wimbledon. They did not like it. The British did not like that celebration then either. Shock.
Yeah. Shocker.
But yeah, that is. I don't even know who played. Something about Eagles. Did the Eagles play?
Yeah, Tony, you know more than you think. Okay.
Somebody wrote Go Super. One of my friends wrote Go Super Eagles, and I'm like, I didn't know Nigeria plays the Super Bowl. So yeah, that's
it was
about.
good of them to win because the other team was a team that wins a lot and is annoying. So it was nice.
So who did play yesterday?
Kansas City and Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah.
Who won?
The Eagles, they crushed them. It was like 20. At one point, it was like 32-0 at some point. Yeah, before the score ended, it was like 40-22 in the end, but it was so one-sided that it was great to see. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed seeing a team that I hate losing. So for me, it was good.
Kansas City. Is it Chiefs?
Yeah.
Are they Chiefs?
Chiefs, yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'm surprised I know some of this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm literally shocked right now too. Yeah. This is where, we'd have us there on the football chat. Anyways, yeah. So in terms of football, this weekend, Tony, it's a bit of a light weekend. It is the magic of the FA Cup though, and no magic came Chelsea's way this weekend, unfortunately. I wonder if any magic came from the guy who sniffed the shorts of
Oh Jesus!
what's his name now? I forget now.
Enzo.
Yeah, on Monday night threw his shorts in the crowd after the win over West Ham, and photo of a guy just decided to full on inhale a nice stench of that. Not sure what the thinking of is there.
Enzo, who incidentally is now a family man again. Yeah.
I should be happy that they've worked things out, but
His form has dipped since going back.
have you seen that form? Yeah, no goals and assists lately.
Yeah. He is a troubled individual. Huh? So,
It's like, and he's only 23 years old, something
if
like that.
even, yeah.
Oh man, the life, some people. But yeah, FA Cup weekend. Okay. No real crazy results. I guess the biggest result.
I would say there was.
Okay.
Plymouth Liverpool was pretty crazy.
There was a crazy result.
They're bottom of the champion. By the way,
yeah.
what does it say about Wayne Rooney that he leaves and they start winning some games?
This was Rooney's team. Okay.
It was Rooney. Like he left the team a month ago, and the results are already better.
They beat Brentford previous round.
Yeah.
And now take out Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, Liverpool did not even suit up and take, Salah, Van Dijk, Szoboszlai, McAllister, like huge group of players. Fair, okay? They should still be winning. I get it.
Their team was still pretty stacked, though.
Yeah, they still had Jota was there, right?
Chiesa was there. Nunez was there.
Chiesa played. Chiesa started. They just could not get past Hazard, believe it or not, in net.
I know.
Yeah.
X was doing its thing of Salah versus Hazard. It's like Salah's not playing, guys. Salah's not playing. They're like, Hazard won. It's like, no. Yeah, an Irish guy called Hazard is interesting.
Yeah, it's a bit. It was strange to see. But the defense for Plymouth was really pretty rock solid. The keeper came up big a few times, especially at the end of the game. He made this ridiculous one-handed save while going across goal just to save the result. Great save. Amazing save. Great scenes, yeah.
Yeah, what's his name? Harvey Elliott. Bit of a strange
yeah.
decision with the penalty.
The penalty, yeah. Whenever you do that with your hands in the air, just like jumping, flailing, like, come on, you're putting yourself in a situation there.
Gotta take it to the face like me, you know. Just
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, potentially ruin your future eyesight too at the same time. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think Liverpool will be as gutted to go out of this one. They did go through predictably to the final after slapping up Spurs on Thursday.
Yeah, what was that? 4-0?
4-0, man.
Training game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ange is still, he's not been sacked yet. I mean, he's out of both cups. 2 cups in a week.
Yeah. I mean, they lost to Villa, 2-1. I guess they got a late goal from who was it who scored for them? Tell actually got his goal.
Matthias Tell, yeah.
Yeah. Villa scored the first minute in this game, like right away.
Yeah.
And it was a stinker.
From Kingsley.
Stinker, man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he had a good debut against United, then he's been shit since.
Yeah. Kinski.
Yeah.
My friend, not the good start, but it's the same story with Spurs. You have Ange in the press conference saying, losing all these guys out. I get it. They have a lot of guys out. And when they get injured, they get injured again. But I'm sorry. Oh, you know what? Actually, what I saw. So Spurs did fire a good chunk of their medical team not too long ago. And they had posted on job boards in the UK hiring.
Wow.
Yeah, that happened not too long ago. So I don't know if they actually did end up hiring. I'm sure they did end up hiring some new people. We'll see if that changes anything. But
anyone but Ange, huh?
Anyone but Ange, yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy who's to blame.
They have run the most in the league, and they don't think there's a correlation to the injuries. Like, yeah, whatever, man. Keep it. I mean, I love it. They're 14th out of both cups. I mean, it's just sad that they're not going to be relegated, honestly. I think they're too
Them
far.
and United, yeah.
Too safe, yeah.
Another year, a different year, you know what I mean? They would be in serious trouble.
Well, a different decade. Now I think it's kind of impossible
yes,
for these teams to go down. But,
Fair.
yeah. A very Spursy week. Very Spursy week.
I love it. Yeah, and
we need it.
And at the start of the season, you know, his big, I win a title in my
still in the Europa
second
League.
year.
Still in the Europa League.
Oh, they do. They are still there.
Yeah. They might win. They might win that.
I honestly I gotta check because I don't even remember how they've been doing in the Europa League.
They must have finished in the top 8. They must have.
They were 4th. Okay, just behind United. Gotcha.
Like there's no competition in that competition, if that makes sense.
So it's kind of like the Conference League. Gotcha.
Well, I mean, sure. I mean, Chelsea are barely in the Conference League. You play a C team.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
But yeah. What else was there? In the FA
Well, we had Chelsea crashing out to Brighton.
That's right.
Yeah.
Your fans do not like Jadon Sancho anymore. Yeah. What? You're still a fan?
I mean, I don't know what to like with Chelsea anymore. I'll be honest. Like, we've really been stale. Like, I know we got the West Ham win. I know, okay? We were down in that game. We came back to make it 2-1. Uzair getting his prediction spot on for that one too.
He
so
did, yeah.
Hats off to him.
I did not. I think that was offside. No, debate afterwards, but that was very offside. He touched it, and that cost me points.
It cost you big points.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have no complaints.
Of course.
But this game, I mean, the goal we scored was very fortunate. Palmer just shot it from the sideline.
Crossed it.
Just
he crossed
it
it.
to him.
what's his name? Just
Um,
fumbles it in.
it was terrible.
Is it
Um,
Verbruggen? No. Uh, it is Verbruggen, yeah.
yeah,
Um,
and
yeah, I don't. They
we
scored it
just
right away, and that just killed. Because you guys were well on top up until the point that you scored, and
yeah,
then
the start was good. Yeah, yeah,
they equalized not too long after, I think. Am I right in saying? Yeah, 12,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
7 minutes
Yeah.
after.
Rudder scored. Yeah.
And that was it. You guys just
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
disappeared,
that was
yeah.
it. Yeah, like and Cuckoo played the whole game, eh? Do you know that?
Touched he touched the ball once in the penalty area, and it was a bad
Ghost.
pass
He was a
To Cole
ghost.
Palmer.
Yeah,
Really,
yeah.
he should have shot it. Um,
Yes, that's right. That's right. But like we're very stale. It's just like sometimes it looks like we don't even care, to be honest, when we're playing out there. I like the season really rides for Chelsea now on finishing in a Champions League spot, whether that's top four or top five. I don't know how the coefficients go this season yet, because it depends on the English teams in Europe. But
well, it depends on Liverpool. Well,
it's,
Emery, you never know. Yeah.
I mean, you have Spurs and United in the
It-
Europa League too, right? So
So it depends on United and Liverpool.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much weight Chelsea in the Conference League gives to that coefficient.
You are
I can't imagine
fourth.
much.
Wow.
We're fourth, yeah, yeah. But look at the teams around us. It's very tight. It can easily go from fourth to seventh.
I think
Um,
Newcastle's the one you need to worry about. Yeah.
and Man City.
Well, I mean for top five, sorry. Yeah. Assuming
Yeah.
England get it. They may not, but assuming they get it. Uh, yeah, I don't know. So with Maresca at this point, um, like he started really well. He managed to score a difficult situation really well. Better than I
Mm-hmm.
expected, better than we all
Mm-hmm.
expected. It's kind of gone flat recently.
Yeah,
Um,
yes. Yeah.
is this a personnel issue, despite the fact that you have the world's
A
most
personnel issue.
expensive?
Imagine saying those words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know what it is with Chelsea because I watch you guys and yeah, it's just
You
a
know what it
bit.
is? It's like we do not have clinical finishers in the team, and that's what it comes down to. There aren't like
I don't think so. I don't think that's
I
a problem.
think
That's an Arsenal problem. I don't think you can use that excuse because when
I
I
think
watch you guys, like you have first of all you do have Copa. Don't get me wrong. You do not have clinical. You have one clinical finisher in the team, right? Like you have Cole Palmer. He is the one. Um, but I'm talking about the way you disappear in games. You just go through periods in the game where you look lost completely, right? Like in this
yeah.
Brighton game, even the West Ham game, that first half, normally the reverse happens where you start well like you did in this game against Brighton and then you disappear. Against West Ham it was the opposite, which is why you ended up winning. The second half was really good. And it's a trend I've noticed recently where you can only play for like 10-15 minute spells.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't know if that's a
It,
fitness thing or a motivation thing. I'm not sure what it is, but
I have to imagine it's something like an inexperienced thing, like maybe motivation. Like I don't think it has anything to do with fitness because like you see these guys like there's no way that they they can't play like a more high pressured game style for longer. Like for me, I think it's a lot of lack of how to handle games in this team,
mm,
especially considering how young and there's no who's experienced, who's older experienced in the squad. Like
are you guys that young?
yeah,
I hear this a lot. Like
name a player, Tony, that's in the squad that's over 26 years old. You know, Tosun is the only one I think, and he's 26, I believe.
yeah, but
It's a thing.
I
Honestly,
don't
like
know. Like
when
Shalaba is not anyway. Like
yeah.
those guys. I think the issue with those center backs and all of that is that they're not really up to standard. I don't even. Sometimes I look at it and I think we say young, young, young. It's just quality. Like Jadon Sancho, his football I don't think is suited to this country. I think he's a really good player, I don't think his football is suited to England on a consistent basis.
Kind of like João Felix, who
Yeah.
is now shipped off. Who listen. So we loaned this guy. What was it? 2 years ago for like
Yeah.
half a season. He
Yeah.
played like 4 games. Okay.
Mhm.
So then this summer we decided, man, let's send this guy a 7-year contract,
Mhm.
whatever money. Half a year goes by, barely plays. Man, let's ship him off already. So he's shipped off to AC Milan, who he's already scored in his debut. Looked pretty good in the
Yeah.
game he played.
He will shine there. Like there's some like I don't even think it's a question about quality. I think it's just a question about the pace of the league. Some players look at Anthony. He looks much better playing for Real Betis, right? Like 2 man of the match performances. It's a different style of play, and in those countries you get a bit more time on the ball. Not necessarily a lot of time as a team to execute tactically, but individually the intensity is a bit lower, and I just feel like you have a lot of players that aren't really. I mean, I'm really thinking of Sancho because I think Pedro Neto should be able to perform in this league. But yeah, anyway.
He's shown it. He's shown he can. Yeah.
Yeah, well, for Wolves, yeah.
Yeah.
For Chelsea, he's very inconsistent. But I think you play Brighton again this week, so that will be interesting. Brighton back to back.
Okay. Okay. Lovely.
And then Aston Villa, oof, yeah, not the easiest run. So, yeah, let's see.
But then after that, it's the Southampton and
Southampton
the
and
Leicester.
Leicester.
Boys, so
That's a six. That's a 6
yeah,
points
imagine,
on the boards.
imagine, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's where my worry is with right now in terms of I don't care the Conference League. We're out of all the cups, and it's the league. Can we finish in those Champions League spots? That's the goal. Hopefully that motivates the squad. Be like, okay, listen, we gotta get down and really get dirty in these games and work our asses off. Let's hope. For me, yeah. Otherwise, if it doesn't happen, what happens with Chelsea if we don't make Champions League this year? Like, what happens?
If you don't make, I mean,
Yeah, like
your,
what happens?
your stock prices fall. Right?
Like,
That's
it'll be a
basically
big
what it is.
disaster. It'll be a disaster. Do they change the coach? Like, what happened? Like, it's gonna be a lot of questions gonna be asked. But enough of that.
Man City,
We had City squeaking out a win. Did you see the goal that
Rico
who was
Lewis.
it?
Rico Lewis's goal of Kusanov. Yeah, is that the one you're referring to?
No,
the own goal. Yeah,
The own goal from halfway, pretty much.
Yeah, I forget the guy's name that took the shot.
Yeah.
There were some nice goals in the FA Cup this week, like some really nice ones in general. But that was, I mean, the vision to try that. And
Bar
then,
down and then off the keeper in the back. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Yeah. But
Yeah.
City end up getting the win after all.
They don't look right, man, at all.
They had
Yeah.
Gonzalez starts and maybe precautionary or some type of injury come. He came off early in the first half.
He was highly rated. That City have spent money this window to try and fix their problems. And
Big time.
Nico
Big
Gonzalez was the heir apparent to Busquets. But he's had an injury-ridden past year or so. And, I mean, this was not a major injury, we don't think. I think the past 2 major injuries he's had were, like, foot injuries. So we need to see if his durability can hold up in England again. I think he should be able to settle for City. Can he do the defensive side of what is required in that role? We'll see. But yeah,
They have Madrid. They have Madrid.
They do. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, today at the time this comes out, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess I should say Tuesday, but it's like a
I wonder if Pep will play Kusanov in that game.
double leg tie thing, right? It's a 2 of them.
2 legs. Yeah.
Yeah.
KDB getting the winner. Nice finish at the end.
Yeah. I mean, I want to see KDB back to some sort of form.
KDB's checked out, man.
Because what I've seen him in his cameos, he looks so slow and old, and and just not part of it.
KDB's older than me. Like, that's how old he is. Like, a couple of months, but yeah, I recognize what's going on. He's a man that's slowing down. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess the one game we haven't talked about is the Manchester United Friday night game. They beat Leicester 2-1, and they had a
Tell you what,
2 miles offside goal.
Tell you what,
maybe 3 miles offside. I don't know.
This FA Cup round was a real, like, this is what life would be like without VAR. These officials are useless. Like, there were so many mistakes over the weekend. Yeah, how there were like 5 players offside. Like, how do you know? And Harry Maguire was the most offside of all of them.
He's the biggest guy out there.
Yeah. Right? How do you miss that? Like, when some people say sometimes that it feels like this stuff is rigged, like, that level of incompetence, it's difficult to justify it. Like, that was crazy. He didn't even try to get back on side. He was just standing offside. Like, it's like the official forgot to raise his flag. It's like, oh, VAR will overturn it. It's like, oh, we don't have VAR. Yeah, we need to give it now.
That might be the only reason I could think of. It's like, I forgot to do it. And like,
it's crazy. I mean, United again, they got away with it. They were pretty poor. Who scored the equalizer? It was Joshua. Yeah. They looked much better. The subs helped because they were terrible in the first half, like awful. Second half, bringing on Garnacho and Xerxes made a big difference. I don't know, man. With Man United, I just think I don't know.
It's such a write-off. The
season is a write-off. They are a club that's just drifting. I feel like they're just drifting. And I know you have to give this guy time and all that, but tactically they don't look good. But hey, we'll see. No. The Dorgu kid, he played 45 minutes in this one. Looked all right. Not sure why he was taken off at halftime. That was a bit weird. He was inverting the wing backs, which was a surprise. He's playing Dorgu. He's left-footed. Played him on the right, and then Dallo kept his spot on the left. But one other thing, Kobe Mainoo, again playing in that 10 role.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Not working?
Yanked at halftime. That's not sustainable, what's going on there. But
maybe he doesn't know. Maybe doesn't know where to play him, or doesn't want him playing in that midfield, and tries to find somewhere else for him.
Well, both, right? Doesn't want him playing in that midfield because he can't run, so he doesn't know where to play him. So he plays him in the 10 role, and
I guess that potential summer sale may be up there for him if things don't work out. Yeah.
I think that was my big prediction at the start of the season, that this will not be a good season for Kobe Mainoo.
Yes, I do remember you actually saying that.
Yeah. Poor kid.
Yeah, well, United off to the next round. They have something to play for this season. The FA Cup. They always do well in the FA Cup lately. They've been doing really well in the FA Cup.
Yeah, scumbags. They managed to scumbag a win in a competition somewhere. It reminds me of when we were terrible and somehow we'd get the FA Cup and Wenger will stay in the job. But
yeah. I mean, yeah. You guys, Arsenal, where? I think you guys are in Dubai somewhere right now, training on the beach or something like that. The last I saw, after the Newcastle loss, sent there. Is that what happened?
This is a very welcome break from Arsenal for me, man. I just don't want to see these guys. Okay. I don't want to see these guys. Honestly, like, when that window closed, and we didn't sign anyone, I was just like, you know what? They don't give a fuck about this season, so why should I? Like, that's literally where my mind has been at. They've been releasing all these puff pieces about how we didn't want to sign someone that wasn't in the plan. We didn't want to react poorly. Like, all of these things make sense. Like, they were saying they want to keep their powder dry for the summer. Like, all of this stuff makes sense if we have not needed a striker for the past 6 transfer windows. Like, we've needed us forward for his past 6 transfer windows. We've known we needed a striker for at least the past 4.
Yeah.
And you have not. Arsenal Football Club does not have one recognized centre forward in the squad. Jesus is not a centre forward. Havertz is not a centre forward.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. There is no one else. Trossard is not a centre forward. So it's irresponsible. Like, how can I grew up on Ian Wright, Thierry Henry, Van Persie, Adebayor, Kanu, Wiltor, like, Giroud for all his...
And I seen Martinelli has a hamstring injury.
Oh,
He
yeah.
has now been ruled out for
A
a
month.
month or so, whatever it is. So another injury to compile to the list.
It's just irresponsible squad management, man. Like, and they're all at fault because, like I said, has been calling for changes, but he has not managed. He has not managed. He's held on to some people for too long. Like Jesus, now we can't sell him. He's done. His squad value, his book value is zero now. No one is buying Jesus. He's gonna leave on a free. We had to sell him. I could have told you that he was gonna get injured, like a serious injury. Like, it was obvious. He's been breaking down for years. He needs to go to an Italy or a La Liga where the intensity is a bit lower, or Dubai, or Saudi. Sorry, not
Just
Dubai.
go back to
Brazil.
back
Go
to
play with
Brazil,
Neymar.
like
Yeah, go play with
exactly.
Neymar.
Yeah.
I mean, but now we can't sell him. He held on to Eddie Nketiah too long. He held on to Smith Rowe too long. He held on to Reece Nelson too long. He held on to Vieira too long. I mean, if you don't sell these guys, you don't get the funds to replenish your squad. So
whatever you guys got for Nketiah, it was good
business in the
because-
end. Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't.
I
played.
think we rightly, because it's about Arsenal. It's not about Eddie Nketiah. We did him dirty in the summer. I think there were good moves on the table for him. I think Marseille would have been a good move. I think Forest would have been a good move. No, not Forest. Bournemouth, sorry, would have been a good move.
Okay.
But they didn't want to pay the 30 million.
Yeah.
And Crystal Palace came in with the 30 million. We're like, okay, you go there. And I knew right away that was not going to work. He's not replacing Mateta. He's not that type of player. I didn't even understand Palace's interest, but hey, he's there now and scored 0 league goals.
Stunning.
Yeah, there was a point where he was our only recognized striker. So imagine.
Well, I don't want to burden you with too much more.
Isak, by the way,
but,
Jesus Christ, he destroyed us. He has destroyed us every time he's played us.
Every time he's played against you guys, he just scores. Yeah.
I've never seen Saliba so shook. He was shook, man. Like, he had a bad game at St. James's. But
it's amazing how great of a striker he'd be for so many teams. I mean, he already is one.
Best in the league, would you say?
I mean,
He's
I
not the best
like
goal
him.
scorer.
I
but
like him the most out of all the forwards in the league. Like, I like him way more than Haaland.
in terms of
I didn't
his
choose.
center forward play, I don't know, man. I feel like he's the best striker in the league.
I think he
feel-
has kind of like what Ibrahimovic had. He has really good feet.
Who?
Like what you know how Ibrahimovic had really good
Oh.
feet for his height. Isak is kind of the same, where like he's tall, but his dribbling skills are really good, and his footwork is good.
His link-up
So-
play as well.
And his link up is good. Like Haaland, he's not a guy that's gonna like dribble like messy around a bunch of guys. You know what I mean? He's beating guys mostly on his brute strength and his speed and his finishing. So if I had to choose, I'd for sure choose Isak because I just like his all around game way more than his competition like Haaland and just like
Like,
and I guess Chris Wood because you got to put Chris Wood in this conversation because he scores so many goals.
yeah. I mean, big up Chris Wood. Like, I think Haaland might be the best goal scorer in the world. Like, there's a possibility he's the best goal scorer in the world. But in terms of all-round channel running, link-up play, like just being the spearhead for an attack, there's nothing that's missing from Isak's game. And somehow, everyone watched Newcastle sign this guy for 60 million.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah.
They got him from Spain. Where was he playing?
Sociedad. I had been,
yeah.
when we were linked to everyone else, I'm like, Alexander Isak is right there. He had
Yeah.
only scored like 4 or 6 league goals. I'm like, forget the stats, watch the player. It's a
Yeah.
no-brainer. It's like when Virgil van Dijk was at Celtic
Yeah.
And I was so mad that no one was signing him, and then Liverpool eventually get him from Southampton for 75 million. Like, you could have had this guy for 10.
I know.
It's just bad scouting. Like, sometimes it's obvious.
Yeah. I remember watching the videos of it, like literally from center back walking.
Just
through
walking
teams
through
to
teams,
score in
yeah,
the league, man.
taking the piss in Scotland. Like,
crazy.
so you can see it. Like, sometimes you can see elite talent. It doesn't. It's not subtle, right? It really screams in your face. But yeah.
There's that. Yeah, I mean, we touched on it, I guess, a little bit, but we had Anthony, 2 man of the match performances since moving away on loan. He has scored a goal now.
Yeah.
As well.
Matched his Man United tally.
Finish.
I haven't seen it.
It's a nice finish. Nice finish. But like you said, he matched his Man United league tally. Is that what league tally or just
for the last 2 years?
Last 2 years. Okay.
Yeah, his league tally for the last 2 years.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
I mean, it's not. It is not.
In a different way. In a different way, it's impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing that is, we're talking about top performers in the world. Rafinha, for Barca, has 30.
I think it's
25 goals, 18 assists in 30 odd games.
I think it's the same number of goals as Salah. Maybe even more now.
Literally the most on fire winger player in the world right now. Barca end up winning. So 24 goals, 15 assists in 35 games. La Liga now, with Madrid and the two.
No one wants that league.
It is very open, very very open. Yeah.
By the way, did you see the Madrid derby?
I watched some highlights of it, so I saw the goals and.
You see the friction I keep talking about with Kylian and Vinny. It is not there, man.
In those games, you see it in these games. Yeah.
It's weird. Ever since the Ballon d'Or situation, Vinny's gone. I don't know what's happened. He's just disappeared, and the team is kind of.
He was injured.
I know he was injured, but even before then, his form kind of tanked a bit, and during his injury, I feel like the team has kind of moved away from him towards Mbappe, because Rodrigo's his influence has really increased on that right hand side. So that trident of Mbappe, Jude, and Rodrigo has been really influential. Vinny was still fine. He created I think he created the chance for Jude where he hit the post with a header.
Okay.
But he's still dangerous, but it's just his play is not. I don't know, that tension between Vinny and Kylian is still there. I was having a debate with someone I could see him being sold for if Erling Haaland was available, for instance, I could see Real Madrid just deciding, you know what, we're going to cash in. But
there are a lot of rumors going around about the Saudi League potentially putting in a huge money bid for Vinny. There's been a lot of talk about that. Maybe they see this same thing, be like, okay, they can't work, so let's put a bid in for Vinny and see if they budge.
Yeah, that would be a shame, but where's he gonna go from Real Madrid? That's the problem. Could go PSG. They seem to like a lot of left wingers, so could go there.
Yeah. They've done a big shocking signing once before, something like that with Neymar. So did you see Neymar his debut for Santos? Yeah,
look good. I think give him a couple of months, he'll tear that.
He's gotta get
up.
fit.
Yeah,
that's a big thing that I noticed.
He's not fit.
Yeah,
because he was getting beat up a bit. They could catch him, kind of thing. Yeah.
And that's dangerous with your injury record if people catch you a lot.
Yeah.
You don't really stay on the pitch. I think my favorite thing from the Madrid derby was after the game, Griezmann, he went to the stands with his, give your jersey to a fan, that sort of thing. But these fans had these box set of the latest Pokemon cards they give to him in trade, and Griezmann just happily here's a shirt, takes it, and if you know anything about Pokemon cards, people resellers. They
Yeah.
buy this stuff and they just skyrocket the price. So he probably got a way better deal than they got getting his shirt for sure. Yeah, those cards. You can't find them anywhere.
Is he in? He's into Pokemon? Is that a
I
thing?
think he's pretty vocal. Yeah, that he's into this stuff. Yeah.
I know he's into a lot of things. Who was it? Was it Aguero? That was a big anime fan.
Anime fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's for sure. Yeah. So that's that was La Liga there. We covered the FA Cup. It's been it's more of definitely a quieter weeks or two of football all around. I know we have
Yeah, the Champions League this week, as you
Champions
said.
League this week. I think we have the Merseyside derby, Everton, Liverpool. I believe it's also on Wednesday.
How's that? Oh yeah, because they qualified without the. So yeah, that's on Wednesday. You're right.
That's on Wednesday, and then next week or the week coming up, I believe we're back to our full slate of Premier League games.
Can't wait.
So yes, I cannot wait for that either.
No, I'm
just trying to-
I can wait.
Oh, you can wait.
I don't need to see Arsenal for a while, man.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else in the world of news that we missed, but I don't know if we did or not. Yeah.
Do you have any what do you think is gonna happen in the Champions League this week? Like I see, Brest play PSG. Brest are gonna get slapped up, I imagine. Because PSG look good right now.
You guys have been, I've been really loving the new Champions League format. That's been the season, and I mean, I haven't been really watching. I mean, this is the case when your team is not in it.
Yeah,
maybe
I was gonna say
you don't watch as much, so I can't really critique the new league. The only thing that I find disappointing is that, okay, yes, there's these playoffs, the top 8 get to the next round. No one really big team was kind of knocked out that I was kind of hoping was going to happen. Right?
Yeah, but this is where
what I
the
was
opportunity is for. So, my thing is, you don't want to finish in the. Look, we're talking about the best teams in Europe. They're not going to get knocked out. They're not likely to get knocked out in the first stage of this. But you don't want to be in the qualifying bracket. That's the thing, right? Because now Real Madrid are playing Man City, so only one of those two teams will qualify to the last 16.
Right.
Definitely. Yeah. PSV Juventus is a tough, it's a pretty tough game. Atlanta Bruges, I wouldn't want to be in their situation. I'd expect Atlanta to get through. Bayern Celtic, yeah. And then there's Dortmund Sporting, which, I don't really know 100% which way that's going to go, right? So, look, I think it's a desperation in the teams for not wanting to qualify in those brackets for me. That makes it really interesting to watch. And, yeah. And there are a lot of other teams I haven't mentioned. I didn't talk about Milan. I don't know who Milan is playing.
Feyenoord.
That's another... I think they should be fine against Feyenoord, but who knows? Yeah. For me, I'm just glad Arsenal's not in there. So we can get to the last 16 and get knocked out. So
I mean, it saves you 2 games as well to have to play.
It
on
does.
Top of that, yeah. I guess this is where it's gonna be like I always like knockouts, so this is where it's kind of gonna really where I'm gonna pay attention more and watch more of the games. So, this is where I'm probably gonna feel more normal with Champions League, right? A 2-legged knockout tie. This is kind of where it starts, and then the round of 16, like you said, after this. So, yeah, I'll reserve my judgment, but I feel like it'll still be fun to watch from now on. But Man City and Real Madrid, that is it. Always, no.
They
These
always
guys,
play each other, yeah.
Always,
But now it's yeah, it's pretty early for them to be meeting up. Real Madrid have a lot of injury issues in defense, so that's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Man City look like shit, so yeah, who knows?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Well, if that's what we got to look forward to tomorrow. That's gonna be a fun game to watch for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess that's all we got for you this week.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Yeah. Tony, glad to wake up this morning and discuss some football with you for sure.
Uh-huh.
And for everyone else listening to, follow us on our channels. We got the new Blue Sky up there, right? I believe
It exists, yeah.
it exists. All right,
Yeah.
so check us out, Blue Sky. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm your host Tommy for today, and Tony, thanks for joining.
Yeah, we didn't even acknowledge Uzi's absence.
Yes.
His
Yes,
hiatus. He needs a break.
He'll be back.
We all
He'll be
need a
back
break
soon.
at some point.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
United Arsenal. We are just like a podcast of husbands, huh? Like Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United,
Why couldn't we have been doing this podcast?
in the
2000s?
early 2000s, yeah,
Yeah.
where we all had, in that decade, we all had our own periods of success. Like,
Can you
Arsenal
imagine
had
that?
theirs
Yeah.
at the start, then Chelsea came in with Mourinho, had theirs, and then United finished the decade strong. Now we're all just trash.
Man,
Like,
our
yeah.
podcast would have been actually crazy
Yeah.
during that time.
We'd have been talking
If we were
about
doing
Henry, Lampard, Cristiano Ronaldo, like, Instead
and
I-
wins.
And
You know what I mean?
wins.
We didn't lose that much during those time periods. Yeah, we were winning
Yeah.
trophies. Yeah, there's been a lot of bragging going on. Yeah. Damn,
Yeah.
I really missed out. Eh?
Now we're
I don't
talking
know.
about, I don't
Anthony.
even know what Anthony
Anthony,
scoring one
man.
goal in 2 years. That's
Yeah. That's how far it's fallen, man.
Anyway. Yeah. Enjoyed the chat as always, Tommy. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll be back. See you next week. Take care.